guys ready to record?
You take the lead and I'll just keep jumping in, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And camera speeds, sound speeds, and action.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of the Tickle Me Comedy Club podcast. Thank you all for coming out tonight. I am Isaac Israel, and I am one of your hosts, and this is...
Hi, I'm Dillon Dilligaf. I'll be your other host. We'll be co-hosting this great podcast.
and we have as our guest today, Mr. Stephen Pearl.
Hi, I got out of bed for this. Hi, everybody. Good to be here.
So Stephen, he used to open for Sam Kinison and Robin Williams.
Yes.
He's worked the improv.
All the dead guys. I mean, Grover Cleveland, James Knox Polk, all name them. Clark and McCullough, I open for all the dead guys. Yes, they love me. If there's a dead guy, get Pearl to open for him.
There you go.
I was the formaldehyde funny guy.
Formaldehyde funny guy.
So this podcast is brought to you by the Blue Zone Comedy Tour, and we're at the Cutting Board Gastropub right now. Doing our first podcast, so
Yeah, if you're ever in Las Vegas, come to the Cutting Board. They have great Filipino gastro food. It's awesome.
Nothing like it.
Nothing like it.
Try the beagles and lox. And the cauliflower. I'm kidding.
I'm kidding.
So for our first podcast, you know, we're right smack at the time when Vegas is opening up. Right now, it's June 4th. And the casinos are opening up, and so we wanted to talk about. Actually, we want to talk to you about, how you felt with being indoors and everything that's happening right now in the world.
House arrest.
It's
Have you been on
insane.
house
Yeah,
arrest?
I'm 64 and I've been grounded. It's a lot of fun. So they don't you leave the house now. So you just got to deal with it. It's horrible, but. I've never seen anything like this in my whole born days on the planet. I missed the whole smallpox thing in the 30s. That's swinging time. So it's just weird to stay in and wear a mask, and you can't go in. Everything's closed. And seeing like New York City deserted. It's like that old movie with the Harry Belafonte, The World of Flesh and the Devil, where the bomb kills everyone except him and two other people. Right. And to see Vegas dark is just so weird, and you can't go out and see your friends, and you can't do shows, and you go and climb in the walls. For me, thank God for the weed, the internet, and my cats. What can I tell you?
Have you been able to talk to the other comedians, or?
Yeah, no, I'm in touch with everybody on Facebook and telephone. We do have telephone and telegraph. We didn't cut down the communication. Get old Zeke at the telegraph station. Jimmy Schubert's coming to town. Hey. So I've been in touch with you. We just and I've seen friends. I've gone to friends' house for dinner and say, "Fuck, screw the virus, man." I'm not going to be a hermit, so I've been going to seeing friends and not every night, but most people are staying in most nights. So have I been, except for a few nights. But you just got to deal with it. So
how are you the comedians that you've talked to? How are they taking it?
They're climbing the walls. They're cutting their own hair. Where's the number 4 bowl? So they're everyone's going crazy. So and now the people are starting to come out, and then the marches and the riots are happening. What better time? People don't let no steam. They've been inside for 3 months. And then you let them outside when it's really hot. The best riots occur in the summertime, man. So
and all of a sudden, like, nobody's wearing a face mask.
What virus? Yeah.
Right.
So
and like with all the looting and everything, at first I'm talking to the other comedians, and at first I thought it was really bad that they're looting, right? But then I found out that they're like going into Louis Vuitton, and maybe I should be one of the looters. I got a sister and a mother. I could give a $3,000 purse to her.
I'm wondering if you loot the 99-cent store, does it count as a misdemeanor? So, the entire 99 cents was burned to the ground, over $42 worth of damage. Manager swears we will rebuild it. So, it's just been crazy out there. So, and I've lived through a few riots in my life. Remember, 92 wasn't so long ago, and I remember the one in '65. Guys, when I was a little kid, but. And I guess every 30 years, people got to blow some steam. So, 3 decades.
How does this compare to those riots?
Better technology. So you have Wi-Fi during this riot. You can keep in touch with your friend down the block who just got his skull bashed in. So, hey, don't want me to get an ambulance? Okay, beep, beep. So, it's a better technology, but the same old rocks flying. So it's just crazy. For me, I just don't understand the loot. A lot of people want to loot just to do it. Let's say, hey, there's peaceful protesters, let's riot. But, well, I understand with Rodney King, because the guys got off who beat him. But this time, these guys got caught. There has been justice. All 4 guys are going to jail.
Yeah.
And I would bet my bottom dollar that the main guy, what's his name, the guy with the foot on the guy's neck,
Chauvin.
Chauvin. Derek Chauvin. I bet that guy ends up like Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, yeah, 20 years and then he hangs
yeah,
himself.
yeah. It was a suicide. His hands were tied behind his back. Who gives a shit? It's a suicide. Okay, good enough for me. Nobody's gonna care. But you know, they want this guy. They want this guy out of the picture. So justice is being done. It's horrible it happened, but justice is being done. These guys did not get off. They are not getting off.
Yeah.
They're gonna be they're gonna be somebody's booty bandits. Gonna
Yeah.
somebody's property soon in the joint. They don't like crooked cops in the joint. The cops don't like them, and the prisoners don't like them. So these guys are screwed with a capital F.
Yeah.
So
And
you know,
his wife left.
his wife
him,
left
the
him for
kids, and
divorce.
his
Yeah,
wife-
he's his life.
Like
is
the
worth-
next day.
Yeah,
He's
he's
like,
like, I'm out of here, man. So
better or worse
yeah,
than
so
work.
I just remember, folks, justice is being done in this case. These guys are going away,
Yeah.
hopefully for a very long time. Their lives are over. So remember that.
Well, I think that the issue is going to be that it's going to take a long time. They have to, the prosecution has to
Oh, sure.
verify every single detail. They need to make it bulletproof because
Yeah.
you know what happened with O.J. Simpson.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny Cochran got him off.
Yeah.
If it don't fit, you must
Yeah.
acquit, right?
Yep.
So there can't be any loopholes. The guy.
Oh yeah,
he
I
did
think
it
they
right
make
on
sure there
TV.
won't be. So they gotta, because this.
So I think it's
if
going
this
to
guy
cause.
gets off, man.
I think it's going to cause a lot of consternation because it's taking so long.
Uh-huh.
You can't just say, boom, hatchet.
Yeah.
You know, you're guilty.
Yeah.
They have to actually prove it. But I
Yeah.
doubt whether they won't be able to prove it.
Yeah.
I think it'll
no,
be.
I think the
yeah,
guys.
it'll be fine.
Derek, you all right? Oh, look,
You're blue, buddy.
Shouldn't have gone to the bathroom. We're supposed to be watching him, Luke. Yeah, well,
But here's the $1 million question. So was it? So were the protests or the violence? Okay, I guess these are all different things. Was the protest justified? Was the looting justified? Was the violence justified? People feel like there has to be some sort of revolution to what they believe is systemic issues in the U.S. So that's the $1 million question.
I think the protest is definitely justified. Enough, man. Enough of this already. So I don't support violence, and I just don't support it. Just like I've been in a lot of marches during the Vietnam era against the war. So, and they were mostly peaceful. And
Yes.
once things started flying, I'm getting out of here, man. It's you just gotta watch. And it's
you know-
also instigators who join this thing. I'm gonna start.
I think we're all in agreement that to protest, that's your God-given
Oh,
right.
without a doubt.
But you can't turn it into violence.
No.
And I think a lot of it is mob mentality. You got a few people that are
Sure,
agitating,
sure.
and then everybody's looting. I
Yes,
better loot
somebody
too.
snaps and it
Yeah.
just spreads.
And-
It's like laughter; it spreads, except it's
Well, not in
the
our
opposite of
comedy
laughter.
shows.
We want
yeah,
laughter to
I've
spread.
heard.
We don't want diseases and rioting to spread. No.
Yeah, no, not our
Yes,
shows.
but yeah, this bad energy happens and then it catches on.
And then the other thing I learned in Boy Scouts, and that you don't poop in your mess kit, meaning that
Yeah.
you don't burn down the
Yeah.
businesses in your own neighborhood. A lot of riots, a lot of protests, a lot of rioting. That happens. Everybody tears down their own neighborhood.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
understand that.
I mean, where's the government in all this? The city, state, federal. I mean, they're supposed to protect these businesses. I mean, they're supposed to protect for life and liberty.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Well, ask them, brother. I don't know what happened.
Well, they're
I'm
terrified. They're terrified to do anything because they're so scrutinized. If they make a wrong move, everybody's videotaping it with cell phone
Oh
cameras.
yeah.
You know what I hate? You know what I hate when the politicians go, now we have to do a listening tour. We have to do a listening
Yeah.
tour. We have to go to these
Yeah.
different places and just listen to the people.
Dialogue.
Yes.
We
Like
have
they're
to
not
have
doing,
dialogue,
they're not doing anything. Like what?
Nobody's doing
No.
anything.
What
Well,
are you
you
talking about? A listening
set
tour?
up a 30-man committee to sit around and give government cheese away. We don't know what's going on. So.
I can have a listening tour at an open mic. That's
Yeah,
what
exactly. Yeah.
I was listening to
When
the
I'm up
news
there,
on
they
the way
usually
over
listen.
here. I was listening to the news on the way over here, and there's a big move afoot to defund the police.
I heard
Now-
about that. That's not good.
They can make a Purge 4, the new movie,
Yeah.
the sequel.
We're gonna take the weapons and give them
Defund
pies.
the police,
throw a
meaning
pie.
the police would have to raise their own money for their
No,
own
there
police
would be no
departments.
police. There would not be any police.
Oh, lovely.
whoa.
Oh, well, that'd be fun.
Hey, yo.
TV sale. Come on. 5-figure discount, guys. Come on, let's go. Go to the Swipe and Dash.
Go
My
loot
favorite
the
store.
Babies R Us.
Babies are us, man.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's just I don't know. World's been batshit crazy since I can remember, so it's just more batshit crazy.
I don't see it that way.
Yeah.
I see it as in the last few years it's gotten really bizarre.
Yeah.
And at some point, we've got to fix this whole thing.
Yeah,
I
don't
think-
ask me how. I don't know, but
man.
just things were fine when I moved out here a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Everything's fine. Everybody's working. And, put us to
So-
you can't go outside. You can't do anything. Now there's deadly hornets with knives coming to get you. Now.
My friend Christopher Titus, a comedian, he's got a whole routine about how to fix this whole thing. Arm the children.
There you go.
They'll take care of it.
Give it to them. Give it to
Yeah,
them.
absolutely.
Give them the guns. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I want to ask you, Steve. What's in your mind? What do you think is the ideal situation for comedians? Like, if we could make the comedians happy right now in this situation, like what's happening with the pandemic and the protesting.
this and
What's
that,
the
this
ideal?
and that.
What would be the ideal for comics?
Open the damn clubs and let us go on and bring an audience in. If they want to wear masks, let them wear masks. They don't want to wear masks, who gives a shit? Let's just start getting back to normal and doing shows, man. Damn. I've been running around. I'm hardly wearing a mask. I haven't gotten sick. I'm not a young guy, man. Enough of this. They're saying it's fate. Just let us get back to what we want to do, man.
Right.
I don't want to sit there with a mask till like 8 years until some egghead, well, you think it's safe now, 8 years later, we don't know. I have a degree and I don't understand it. I just think we should, let's get back to normal, abnormal, whatever it is, man. Let's open the Tickle Me Club. Let's go back to the, all the other clubs, man. The Laugh Factory and Brad Garrett's Room and all the others. Let's get out there, man. Let's have fun.
So I think we're on our way to do that. Today the local casino by my house opened up, and so I stopped in for lunch and to play some pennies. I didn't see any changes other than they had some social distancing. They'd removed some chairs, but there were none of the plexiglass barriers that they've been talking about.
I don't think 6 feet away is going to do anything.
It still smelled like cigarettes.
There you go. Got the
So
good old days.
I thought first thing I thought is, all right, I'm home.
I'm home, yeah. Yeah, man. Let's just get back to normal. It's been 3 months enough.
So that could be.
People start dropping dead again. Oops, we were wrong. Okay, go back to the house.
Yeah, I don't think. Do you think if it spikes again, do you think that they'll shut down the economy again?
Probably.
Do you really?
Yeah. What do I know? Doesn't say Crescent on my head, but it's just a guess. I don't know. So, if people start like turning up dead again because of this thing, then they
So
closed.
Stephen, what happens to comedians when they haven't performed for 2.5, 3.5, 4 months? I mean, what happens to their performance on stage? What happens to their set? Like, what happens to them?
Oh man, I'm ready to go on a 7-state shin kicking spree. I'm so angry right now. But I don't know what I'm going to be out of practice the first few dozen times I get up on stage. Yeah. And I want to do new stuff too, which I have. I've been writing a little bit. But we're just going to have to just get through that messy period and just get back into it. That's all. They don't really forget how to ride a bicycle. It might be a little shaky once you get on one for a while, but you'll pick it up real quick. So, we just got to get up there and be shaky, and just if we will be, we might get up there and start kicking ass again. Who knows? Because we missed it so much. It's like a starving man who hasn't eaten in a while. Then you give him a big Subway sandwich. All right, I know how to eat this, man. So it'll come together. It'll fall into place. I don't know if it'll be quickly or a little slower, but it'll be okay. Once we can practice our little craft again.
Well, if Sam Kinison were alive, what would he say during this time?
What the fuck is with these fucking germs? He wouldn't be happy. He probably wouldn't. I don't think he would have put a mask on.
How about
How the hell am I going to snort coke with this thing over my nose?
how about what would Robin Williams have said?
Oh my God, I don't know. Everyone's dropping dead all over the place. I don't know. There's like, it's like they're showing Hello Larry again. Everybody's falling asleep. I don't know what I have no idea what he'd say. You have to ask him. What would it be like if Magellan was back? Let's explore lands where there are no germs. I don't know what anyone would say.
I think Robin Williams would say something effective. Yeah, the virus, it's only killing the weak ones.
No, he was too kind for that. Kennison might say that.
It's
just killing the weak ones.
Yeah, the weak ones.
So we do have Tickle Me Comedy Club opening up on
Yes.
Thursday,
Yes.
July 2nd.
Yes.
Unless something, unforeseen happens.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we're going to have
I'm
you
ready.
on that show.
I'm looking
Stephen.
forward to July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Tickle Me inside the Eclipse Theater, folks.
Yes.
Are we going to the 3rd floor or the 2nd floor?
The 3rd floor.
The 3rd floor, the big one, baby, the professional floor.
The attic.
The attic, baby. That's where all the rockin' comedy happens in the
third
attic.
floor, the Eclipse is the attic. It's
The attic,
coolest.
baby. That's
If you ever get a chance to come to see the show,
It's a lot of fun.
it is a great venue. We have a lot of fun. We have some good comedians.
We have a lot of fun. The comedians kick ass. The crowds are fun.
Yeah, we are on all social media platforms, and so you could see, so you could find out more information about Stephen Pearl there, and You know, we talk about them there and everything. We have a blog about them, so you get more information about our shows there.
Yeah.
A lot of fun, man. We'll be back stronger than ever, baby.
Stronger
July
than ever.
2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Yep.
There's going to be some fireworks on the 4th inside the Tickle Me Club. Fireworks.
Fireworks.
So we want to switch gears a little bit and get less political right now.
Okay, yeah. Thank God.
One of the topics that our team asked us to talk about was online dating.
Okay.
Online dating. So, I mean, what's your experience with it?
We did it together. His girl had teeth. Mine had an immune system. It worked out pretty well.
Double date.
I've never online dated. I have a wife and she lives in another state, but we're still kind of together. So, no, I have not online dated. I know nothing about it.
How about you, Jack?
No. I had a friend that tried to tell me how to do it, but oh my God, I can't do that. It's
Yeah.
fortunately, I found a nice lady,
Uh-huh.
and I don't need to do that online.
And you did it the old-fashioned way?
I
You
did
just
it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
you met
Picked her up at the Goodwill.
There you go. Hey, honey, let me buy you those sweatpants. Come on, the sky's the limit. I got $4
It's a good
here.
story. Guys, I saw her there, and she was working. She works at the Goodwill, and so I gave her my card, my comedy card. Said, "Hey, I'm a comedian. You should come see me." She goes, took her 3 months to say okay, and then we've been together ever since.
There you go.
That's
The
good.
online dating thing, I was terrified. My friend told me that rejection, that was the thing I couldn't understand. You know, somebody, you might communicate with somebody once or twice, and then all of a sudden they never communicate with you
Yeah.
again. And to me, that's rejection, and that would be a hard thing for me to understand.
Getting rejected by someone you haven't met either.
I know, that's the worst part. I don't even know you.
I
How
don't
can
even
you
know you, but I
reject
don't
me?
like you. Get away from you.
Jeez.
I don't like the way you type, man.
On online dating, there definitely is a science to it. You know, like the pictures and the videos and the text that you
Yeah.
put there. And you know, originally when I tried it, you know, I just wanted to see if I could meet women that had a sense of humor.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, in my profile, one of the first things I put was, you know, I used to sell cocaine to the elderly,
Uh-huh.
but I had to stop because business was dying, right? So I like taking long walks on, you know, Martin Luther King Boulevard. I
Oh.
like, you know, I like just stupid stuff. You know, I like, I don't know.
Did it work?
So interestingly enough,
That a
I
girl?
did
didn't know you were
meet.
kidding.
Yeah, no, I did meet some. I did meet a few women that were like, "What is this profile about?" You know, and so you know, and then we got to meet in, you know, interesting conversations. You know?
Oh, sometimes it
Yeah.
works.
I couldn't do that. There's nothing to me. There's nothing better than a pickup line.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Baby, the heavens are in mourning right now because one of their stars fell from it.
Yeah.
You know, that's get some corny pickup.
Yeah, I
line.
like
That's my
Don't
thing.
Scream. Try it,
Yeah.
it works.
No, really. Does this smell like ether?
That one works too. That's a good.
that's a good
So,
you
you
have the
know-
band with free candy written on it.
That's it.
You know, Facebook has a dating app and it's free. Did
Oh,
you know
really?
that?
Oh, my
like if you
God.
go on your Facebook, there's a heart there. You click on it, and it's
Uh-huh.
like it's a dating app.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so there's a dating app on Facebook, and then there's Tinder. You know,
Oh, I've heard about Tinder.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Well,
And then-
wanted meth head there.
and then there's Bumble, right?
Uh-huh.
So here's the story I heard about Tinder. So in Tinder, there are 3 founders, right? And it's 2 guys and a girl. And the one guy was dating the one girl, right? And things didn't work out.
Uh-huh.
So they broke up, and then the 2 guys kind of like kicked her out of the company,
Oh
right?
man, that's
So
not
she
right.
left, and then she sued the 2 guys,
Uh-huh.
won,
Uh-huh.
right? So she sued Tinder, won,
Ching.
took the money, and started Bumble.
Smart girl, smart
And
girl.
now with Bumble,
I go out with her. She's Brady.
and now with Bumble, like, so you see each other, but she has to talk to you first
Uh-huh.
before you can talk to her.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So she starts the conversation off.
That'll work.
Yeah, can't wait. Picture me like.
I'm dying. The deafness is loud.
My name is Merle. I haven't blinked since August. Yeah, like a mean girl. Crazy. Yikes. Bumble.
Nah.
Scary.
I couldn't do that online dating thing.
No, man, you don't know who you're going to meet. It's crazy. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Wake up, you can meet an angel, you can meet someone, you wake up and they're carving their initials on your wrist. Like, just wanted you to remember me. Ah!
So I think, you know, there's some guys that like to wear, like, have no shirt on when they're like in these pictures and stuff like that. And I asked some girls about that if they like that, and girls, they're like, the girls I talked to said no, they like guys that are like wearing suits that look like they
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
job, you know,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
carrying a suitcase, you
Yeah.
know, with a 401k.
How do I look?
Like
Yeah.
whatever.
So my niece has been doing a lot of online dating. She was married for almost 30 years and then got a divorce. So she got into this online dating thing after a couple of years of feeling bad self-esteem.
Uh-huh.
And now, oh my God, she's got all these hundreds of people contacting her all the time on Tinder and Bumble and all this stuff. And so I'm an older guy and I don't know how to accept this, but she's older too. She's 56. So, and she's dating.
Oh, then that's okay. You know,
Well.
it's not like Chris Hansen's coming over
I
and
know.
waiting to meet the date.
Well,
so-
the opposite thing.
No,
All the
I-
guys that she's dating are in their 30s and below.
Oh.
And they just seem
Oh, yeah,
to
cool.
attract to her like magnet. But we got into a conversation the other day that they send her pictures of their junk, of their dick, and it's like, oh my God, how would you ever do that? I don't understand. So what I've been doing is once a week I send her a picture of Dick York, Dick Sargent.
Oh, there you go.
Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney, Dick Nixon. Yeah.
I don't even put the
Dick
name on
number
there.
one.
I just say, and she has to figure out who it is.
Ah, perfect.
Those are my
Special
dick pics.
dick, yeah,
yeah,
sure,
right.
sure. Makes sense to me.
But she is having quite a time. I mean, I guess one of these apps. Tell me, Isaac. It follows you. It broadcasts your location, and all these people that are on it can see where your location is, and they can communicate with you.
I didn't know about
Oh,
that.
I can't wait.
Oh,
Tell me
yeah.
what apartment number you're in.
Sammy, do you know which app that is that broadcasts your location?
The Stalker app.
What?
All of them.
All of them do.
Yeah.
They broadcast your location?
Yeah.
Sammy, our expert.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, okay. So like if you have Bumble and so they'll tell you you're in Bumble, Vegas, and where in Vegas you are, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
but they won't tell you that we're in Cutting Board right now in
No.
Las
No,
Vegas.
it
No,
just says
just
Las
where,
Vegas.
right?
So she comes. This first time I did this is. I mean, first time I saw this. She come a few months ago to my house, and she goes, "Look at this, Uncle Jack, Uncle Dillon." She had like 50 requests for communication, and she'd only been there.
Very
for like
popular.
30.
Very popular.
So what's her secret? Did she tell you?
I'm not asking.
You don't want to know.
That's my
You
niece.
don't wanna
I'm not
know.
asking.
Yikes. Hey.
Yeah.
I give you too much info. But
Crazy.
apparently she's having a blast.
Hey,
doing
just
it, yeah.
be careful.
That's cool.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Another thing our team said that we should talk about is like what's going on in the world financially right now.
Oh,
Like, with
yeah.
the stock market's going up and down, and you know.
I know nothing about it. I'm broke all the time, so the economy's doing great. I don't know. My bills are getting paid. You know, if I need $1, there's $1 there. So, you know, I don't understand the economy. I don't understand the economy. I don't understand healthcare. I don't understand politics. I don't understand nothing. And I like it that way.
Keep it that way.
Yeah, keep it that way.
So I can respond to that.
Okay.
So the portfolio that I had, the operative word is had. So it started off, it was a 401k, and now I talked to my advisor the other day, it's now a 201k.
Ah, there you go. Okay.
But the interesting part about that whole thing is I'm out of money, but he's driving a brand new Mercedes.
There you go. Yes, knows how to invest your money.
Financial advisor.
The SEC on that one.
Yeah, I know. I think financial advisor is Latin for crook.
Yeah. Crazy.
So yeah, but like right now, it like 4 days in a row, it was doing really well, and
Not today.
You know, not today, but yeah, 4 days before it was.
Yeah,
you
all
know,
right.
Yeah.
You think with the unemployment is so high and everything, so. I don't know.
Nobody's been able to do anything for the last 3 months, you know, unless they work from home or something. But,
Yeah.
it's just
I'm trying to think of what
totally
to
messed
invest in now that we're on our way back to in recovery.
Mm,
Bullets. Actually, I heard on the news today that in this one town back east somewhere, the gun sales were up like 300%.
Oh yeah,
just
yeah.
in
If you have a
one
gun
night.
shop, you're doing all right.
Wow.
So yeah,
Crazy, huh?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
people are ready for action.
But I think
Scary
in
world.
talking with finances, we got to figure out what to invest in. That's going to make a lot of money during the recovery. I think
Yeah.
that would be very wise too.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, I'm
So-
always getting tips. Yeah.
Invest in Q-tips. They're going up. Yes, amalgamated Q-tips. Don't miss it.
And
So-
whiskey.
So Stephen,
Yes.
is there so during this whole time, is there a funny story or anything like you'd like to share with us that happened to you that?
No.
No. It's
Nothing.
absolutely-
I stayed in. You know,
Uh-huh.
my Wi-Fi was working. There was
Uh-huh.
food when I needed it.
Did you
luckily,
travel at all?
Luckily, over the decades, I've been stealing toilet paper from hotels, so during the shortage, I was not affected. In fact, I was going to schoolyards and selling toilet paper. I got it from Vancouver. I got it from Japan. I got it from Montana. Check out Montana. It's soft and good. I got toilet paper from everywhere. Vermont, little syrupy, but check it out. Oh, what was the question?
Jeez.
I forgot what the question was. Yeah, there's. What was the question?
Like any story you'd like to share?
Not a
with us, or,
thing,
like,
man.
just
Just kind of just stayed in.
Okay. So here's a better question. So tell me your best comedy story of when you were on the road, or you were performing on stage, or you were with some
best comedy
Yeah,
story.
or you were with some comedians, or like a cool story that you had with Sam Kinison or Robin Williams or
I had
whatever.
sisters in Saskatchewan. That was fun. Oh, I'm not talking about that. They were twins too. I remember. Oh God, I don't know. It's just like, whoa, give us a story. There's so many of them. I remember Kennison trying to get me to help him throw furniture out the window at the Crest Hill place, which is all the comics stayed and used to live. He was having a tantrum. Run up with the couch. No, big boy, help yourself with the couch.
Wait, the Crest Hill place?
Like, yeah. Oh, Mitzi, who owned the Comedy Store, Mitzi Shore had a house, a big mansion up on the hill, right behind the Comedy Store, where a lot of the comics would live or stay or throw up or just like camp out or whatever. So you go there just about any night. There was like a major party going on, especially when Sam was around. So I went there one night and I heard yelling, "Hey, motherfucker! Come on, help me throw this chair out! Help me with the couch! Help me with the couch! Stop this shit!" He was mad at one of the comedians who wasn't giving him the attention he wanted, so he wanted to get attention by throwing furniture out the window. And
Can you say who it was?
It was Sam.
No. Can you say who the comedian was?
No, I'm not going to say that.
She's still alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a good person. I'm still in touch with her.
Oh,
but
nice.
yeah. But help me with the couch. Help me with the couch. No. I'm not going to help you with the couch. I had a hernia operated on 1980. I'm not going to have another one. So this is your tantrum.
That's a good way to impress a lady.
Oh yeah, throwing furniture out the window. Come on,
I threw a couch out
see
the
that
window.
couch out the window? I did that. And there's some wild times. Me and Robin used to go pick up ladies together. So and I usually got the better lady.
In San Francisco?
Yeah.
Okay.
So go out after the show. Oh, there's some girls in there.
Where would you go?
They'd come. They'd be at the club, or we go somewhere, a little bar or something after the show or something. And so it was fun.
Wow.
And I didn't need him to do it, so, but he was there too, so it was a lot of fun. So
that's great.
Yeah. What stories? I don't know. Just 9/11 was interesting. I was in Canada then. And I had a gig that night, and I had to drive 6 hours by myself to the gig on 9/11. And and I woke up in the morning and then I turned on TV in Calgary in the hotel and I see the planes hitting the buildings. Oh motherfucker, what's this? World War III.
Yeah.
And I had to go and pick up a rent-a-car at a nearby hotel to drive to this gig. And there were already people, like 200 people in the lobby, because planes were being landed, wherever they were. So people didn't know they were playing to New York, had to land in Edmonton, or Calgary, excuse me. And they didn't know, what's going on? And through the whole drive, I'm listening to the radio. It's like the Twilight Zone, yeah. And it's a horrible gig. Nobody liked to do this gig. It was in Fairview, and this like vomit-stained, alcoholic, just, these people, this is a little grease spot of a town in the middle of nowhere. And nobody liked being there, but it paid well, so we did it. So. And I went on. I had like the best set I ever had on my lap. My whole set was these motherfuckers bombing my city. Yeah, you're right. We're with you. That was my whole set. So I was the only guy who had a good set in Fairview. But that was just weird. I'm trying to get the set's over. I'm trying to call people in New York, and I couldn't get through. And they did, and they're alive. So that was just a weird. That was like a Twilight Zone day, man. Especially just driving myself to the Canadian countryside, just listen to this shit on the radio. And the buildings are down, and people are going. So it was, whoa, so that was pretty surreal.
How about going across the border? Was that a problem?
No, I never had a problem. I just vacuumed all my pockets and vacuumed all the luggage. And they were usually cool. Once in a while, you get some asshole. Let me look through that. Let me see the cuffs in your pants.
After 9/11, they didn't increase security and do extra checks or anything?
Nah, man. I got when I was going home after 9/11, like 3 weeks after, when the tour was over, I got to the airport 4 hours early because I just want to make sure, because it's going to be nuts, man. Going across the border, there's nothing. I could have had an axe in my suitcase. It would have got through. All right, go ahead. So I could have gone right there. Yeah, nobody's blowing us up on this side. Hey, it's your problem. Hey.
It's Canada.
Hey, it's Canada. Hey, nobody does. We don't have 9/11. We have like 10/12 when the guy, he's putting water down the drinks at the bar a little bit. That was our disaster, eh?
Yeah. He was molesting the elk, the moose. Through school, they probably kicked me out just to get rid of me.
Kicked you upstairs, okay?
Yeah, go.
Nothing.
Yeah. Peter Principle, full blossom. So I got a book because that's what you do when you want to be when you want a new career. You get a book for dummies.
How to? Yeah.
How to be a comic for dummies. And so in the book it said you have to get a comedy partner. And so
The book was written by two guys.
yeah, right. So
Abbott and Hardy.
Abbott and Hardy. So I put my name out for to solicit for a comedy buddy, and somebody responded to me, and this person says, "Hey, we're doing an open mic tonight. Why don't you come?" I go, "Well, I don't think I'm ready yet." So he goes, "Oh, come on, you can just watch, and if you feel like it, you can get up on stage." So I said, "Okay, so what's the address?" And so he gives me the address, and I go, "Okay, I'll be there." And so I went in and asked my wife if she wanted to go. She said yes. And I thought perhaps I should see where we're going. So I looked up the address. I Googled the address. Turned out to be Sapphire's Gentlemen's Club, strip club.
I played there.
I played there.
It's a fine,
Fine establishment.
Fine establishment.
And I'm thinking, I can't take my wife here. That's kind of like taking prime rib to a buffet. And so I said, she goes, hell yeah, I'm going. So we went, and I met my comedy buddy for the first time there. And so it was Issac. So I'm sitting there, and he kept pushing me, saying, "Oh, you can do it, you can do it." So I got up and I did my routine, and I got a lot of laughs, and the rest is history. But it was, I in my resume now I can say that I broke my first tooth on comedy.
You broke your cherry at the.
Broke my cherry at the strip club.
Congratulations.
If you've never been there to Sapphire's Comedy Night, it's a great facility. It's in a gentleman's club. But it's not where the ladies perform. You go in the main door, go down this hallway. Off to the left are all the stages where the ladies are.
Yep.
But to the right is a theater, a 200-seat theater with full audio, visual, sound, the whole thing, and a stage. And they put on some great productions there. So if you're in town and you want to see a really good show, go over to Sapphire's Comedy Hour. It's on Saturday night.
Saturday night, 8 o'clock.
Saturday night, 8 o'clock. Yeah, it was great. So that's how I cut my first comedy
There you
tooth.
go.
Good story.
Excellent. Cool.
Yeah. How about you?
So my story, it was before I did stand-up. It was like, I don't know, maybe 2008. I went to see a show at the Comedy Cellar with my ex-wife, and it was like 12, like I saw the 11 o'clock show, 10:30 show, and then it ended at midnight, right? And then the host comes up. He goes, "Oh, we have a special guest tonight." All of a sudden, Dave Chappelle comes on.
Yikes.
And this is when he was in, he was in hiding, right?
Wow.
So 2008, and so he takes a stool, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here, tell a few jokes for the next 4 hours." Literally for the next 4 hours. I was at the Comedy Cellar with my ex-wife. Probably why she became my ex-wife. Watching the comedy.
4 hours of anything.
But no, it's interesting because my ex-wife is Filipino, and he talked about his Filipino wife and trips to the Philippines and his kids, and then so after the show, I go outside the Comedy Cellar. This is in the Village in New York City, and I'm standing outside, and Dave Chappelle comes outside for a smoke, right? And like for the next 2 hours, he starts talking to me, and this is like the night before. It was like Thanksgiving Eve, 2008. And just
cool.
like
Yeah.
I like comics like that, that actually just
Talk to you like a regular person.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
it's
airs,
nice.
no bullshit.
No airs at all.
Yeah,
he's
that's what I like, yeah.
like
So I
just
always like
BS.
Robin. He's just like a regular cat, man. Just talking.
Yeah.
Oh, how you doing? Oh, that was a good set. So yeah, I like that. So
That's great.
Somebody's
Yeah.
regular,
Yeah.
they're up there, popularity wise, but they're cool,
Yeah.
They stay cool.
Why have airs, especially in
Time out.
an art form like this?
Time out. We lost a light.
Oh no, we lost the light.
I look like a ghost. Oh.
What are you getting? Oh, okay.
Okay, we're starting over.
Yeah.
Time to start over. That's pretty cool. What time is it?
7:41.
1944.
Oh wow, it went by quick. That was like
Yeah,
is
it's
that
been
an hour already?
At least.
Yeah.
It's been about an hour.
It's been an hour already, Sammy?
Been fun.
Where are we at? We're at 35 minutes?
Oh.
No, 35 minutes.
30, right?
No,
No.
it was longer than that. JT.
Yeah, we're past 30 minutes.
Yeah, how about on the camera? What does it say?
It cut at 30 minutes, and
Uh-huh.
I just cut
How about
it.
this one?
So at 35 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
Let's go for about another 10.
So we're about Go
Yeah.
ahead,
You
guys.
just-
There.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Where were you on the night of? Oh,
Okay.
okay, we're
Ready?
back.
Can we start again?
Um,
Ready?
yeah, we can go. Just keep going.
Okay. Cameras are on both. Okay.
Yep, we're speeding.
All right. Cool. So, Steve, like, if you could tell somebody that wants to get into stand-up comedy, like, what kind of advice would you give them?
Don't do it.
Don't
Don't. It's a different age, man. Don't do it. If you're lucky, you'll get on YouTube and get a few videos and might go viral, like with 25 views. And I don't. If I had a child and they wanted to, Daddy, I want to be a comic. No, you won't.
When did you start?
I went on stage for the first time on Friday, May 20th, 1977. Elvis was alive and Son of Sam was on the loose. I was a young man and I thought I had a future in this business.
Where did you?
New York at the School of Visual Arts. I went to. I want to be a cartoonist. I was a cartoonist, and I want to be a professional cartoonist, and I was studying that there. And they had a talent show, and that was always funny. I was like what you said, the cut up guy. So I went on. I had a few beers. I had a big barrel with ice and beers, and I was okay. And I went on, and I don't remember what I did, but I killed. And I just everything I said got like applause breaks and everything. I couldn't believe it. And I won the first prize, which was a $25 McDonald's gift certificate, which I have not received to this day. So 43 years later. But I go, this is easy, man. This is sweet, just getting those laughs. So, well, I'm going to just start doing this in the clubs around the city. So I went to the Improv to do it one Sunday when they had open mic night. And the show's at 8. Well, I'll go at 7 and show up. And the line was already around the block 40 times. I go, well, I better show up at noon next time. I've learned something. So I go to the comic strip, which was up north, which is on the, what was it? I don't know, it was uptown
Like
somewhere.
78.
Yeah, something like that. I went on, I just did the same thing I did that killed at the School of Visual Arts. I went bombs away, man. Just, well, I go, whoa, I guess it's not that easy. But I knew I killed, and I knew I could kill again, so I just kept doing it. If I had bombed the first night, I give up easy. I probably never would have done it again. I probably would have gotten some like thankless job and come in with like a machete one day. I can't take it anymore. So, I'm not what Daddy wanted. I'm not what Daddy wanted. So, but it worked out the first time, so I just kept doing it, and I kept doing it. I started doing well, and I hit the Improv again. I went there at noon and waited all line. I got a good spot, and I killed that night, and it was just. And then in '79, I just moved to San Francisco. I wanted to move there because I visited in '76. Fell in love with the place, so I saved my pennies. In '79, I moved to San Francisco. Coincidentally, there was like a major comedy boom starting to happen in like '79, '80. And then this guy, Alex Bennett, who was a big morning guy in New York, big radio guy in New York, was the morning guy in San Francisco, and he started pushing comics he liked. Lucky for me, I was one of them. So I became a star in 3 area codes, and you plug a show on his show, and it'd sell out. So, that worked out, and things were building and building and building.
That's great.
And I met Robin, and I met Sam Kennison when he came over, and blah, 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 and one thing led to another, and then I moved to L.A., and blah, 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 and I've been starving ever since. So, no, I rode the wave at I was just there at the right time, right place, right time, so,
So those are great experiences. Tell us about the biggest bomb that you did.
Oh, where do I start?
I've got a great story as well.
I had lots of them.
What's the one that's most memorable to you?
The first time I went on, as I told you about it, the comic strip, because I had already killed. I go, well, I'm so good, and let's see. There was I had the comedy competition. I think in '85. And in San Francisco, they had a comedy competition every year. And an evil monster, you wanted to see your friends bomb. It was horrible. And there was in San Jose. I never did well in San Jose. I never did well, but
Isn't that weird? There's some places or
I
clubs
never
or
did
cities
well,
where it just
I couldn't get it on, man.
Yeah,
and I went on. It was a big old place, like a big auditorium, and there's nothing. I'm all over. I'm sweating. Nothing. And just I come up to like this guy, like Citizen Kane applause. Luckily, there were some radio people as judges, and they liked me, so I came in the top 5. So after bombing, they talk about Stephen Pearl. I come out, and I heard I gasped out of him. How the fuck did he get in Lynching? But I went out there. Thank you. I love you. Thank you.
I'll be here all week.
So so that was a lot of fun.
How about you, Isaac? What's your biggest bomb?
Biggest bomb. So I don't know if it was so much a bomb. I went to in Planet Hollywood. They have this this bar / billiards place, and then there was a stage in the back there, and they had comedy shows there like twice a week or something. So this was, I don't know, maybe 7-8 years ago. So I went in, I'm bombing on stage, and someone says something, right? Heckles me. And, I remember, who was it? I think it was a Geechee guy said something, had a good comeback, right? And I remembered that comeback. And so he said something about my set. I said, listen, stop trying to do my job, because I don't go to 7-Eleven and change the Slurpee machine over there, And then everybody, it was an all-black crowd.
Yeah.
Everybody went nuts.
Yeah.
They got up, they're just like dancing. I tried to tell my next joke, and they wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
And because they were laughing so hard, clapping and stuff. And so I just dropped the mic and I left.
There you go. Perfect exit.
My worst one was we had a show, a regular show at this Russian restaurant, and it was noisy, and the Russian people wouldn't stop talking. So you're trying to do your set with all these Russian people talking, and you're thinking, are they KGB? I think I insulted two of the girls. They were extremely beautiful, and I asked them if they were red sparrows. You know the red sparrows? That's the Russian KGB women that they offer up themselves to find out your secrets. So, but that was, it was a bad time. It was difficult at that time to continue on with your set when you're not getting any kind of positive feedback.
Oh, sure, yeah. We live for feedback,
But that was probably the one that's most memorable for me.
Oh, yeah, I've had those. I had a guy. I did a show in Calgary, it was in Calgary in Canada, and Destroyed is a big club. But there was one guy whose wife was crying. She's like ran out, and the guy was huge. He wanted to beat me up after the show. And I'm like destroying. Everyone loved me. So, and
were you picking on her?
No, I didn't even know who she was. She was in the back somewhere. I didn't pick her. I was just doing my set. But this is offending me. And the guy. So they had security just surrounded me and took me out a back exit. What the fuck is this all about, man? It was like jokes, Like it's not like I made a speech, It's piggyback's all right, I was doing my stand-up set.
On the other side of the coin, audiences are very interesting, as I've discovered. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have a big crowd and you're not getting any feedback. Best night that I ever had was at the Tickle Me Comedy Club. There were 5 people in the audience. It was like a Wednesday night or something like that. That audience was the best audience ever. Man. They were engaged. They were laughing. It was better than.
Oh yeah.
Like the next night, I think we had like a full house, and they weren't near as engaged. And that was really encouraging.
Sure, size doesn't always matter. It's the energy. Size doesn't matter.
Size doesn't matter. It's the energy.
That's not what you tell them.
That's right.
But, I've had kick-ass shows like 3-4 people in the audience, and you come up with new stuff, and you're bouncing around.
I know.
Yeah,
if you're like me, if you have a small audience like that, you can do some freelancing. Based upon how they're reacting to what you're saying.
Sure.
Right.
Sure. So you young comics out there, if you get out there and there's not that many people in the audience, don't say I'm leaving. You get out there and entertain them.
Yeah.
They showed up to see you, and they can be the best audience you've ever had. So.
There's lots of stories of comics that every night they'd be out and there might only be one guy smoking in the audience, but they just kept at it. And that's the key, I think. Right?
Yeah, don't give up. So just keep doing it. So you make 1,000 people laugh. If you can make 3 people laugh, it'd be easier to make 1,000 people laugh. So
it doesn't matter.
Do it, man.
Yeah. What's the motto? Making people laugh one joke at a time.
One joke at a time.
changing people's lives. One laugh at a time.
One laugh at a time. I like it.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
It.
Too. Very cool.
And I think that's it for the podcast too. So, changing lives one laugh at a time.
Yes.
Changing lives one laugh at a time.
So, Stephen, where can people find you?
At home. Click. Hi, cat. Where can people find? Well, you see me at the Tickle Me Club, July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And hopefully at the Sapphire when they open again. And I don't know. Tell me. I don't know. Things got to open up and they got to start booking us again. So.
Do you have stuff online that they can
I got a whole series. I got a thing called Tony Bennett's Hand, which is quite humorous. Look up Tony Bennett's Hand on YouTube. I think you like it because Tony Bennett's Hand likes to sing and swing. Whoa, 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 yeah. And I have an old podcast show. It's resting right now. It's in hiatus, but it's still up there. It's we had interviews with Robin Williams and Johnny and Edgar Winter and Tom Dreesen and Don Morell, all kinds of great comics. It's called Rifferendum, RIFFERENDUM.com. Rifferendum, check it out. Lots of fun, and there you go.
That's terrific. That's terrific. I'm Isaac Israel. You could find me on all the social media platforms.
And I'm Dillon Dilligaf, and you can find me through Tickle Me Club, where we have the Blue Zone Comedy Tour, and the Blue Zone Comedy Tour is highlighting comics with disabilities, trying to get them out and seen. And also, it's been sitting here on the desk, I wanted to share my mask. So everybody should be wearing their mask. If you're not being American.
Oh, we America.
Well, you look like a doctor, a
Okay.
mad scientist.
We're going to operate on your act right now.
We're going to dissect that thing. So, I am
Killjoy.
Dillon Dilligaf, and if you haven't heard before, my last name is actually an acronym. DILLIGAF stands for Do I Look Like I Give a Fuck?
And I'm Isaac Israel because Isaac in Hebrew means he who laughs, and Israel is Jewish, and I want to become a producer in Hollywood. I don't know, but okay. So we want to thank the Cutting Board also for having us, because we're trying to visit different restaurants and here in Vegas that you guys can check out. Kentucky Fried Chicken's going to be next, and
Woo, KFC, rock and roll, man.
and
Turtles, dead birds.
I want to go to In-N-Out.
yeah,
We're going to Corporal Flanders, Kansas broiled chicken.
right.
It's a knockoff. Look for the horizontal blue and black stripes. You'll know.
And so I've been Isaac Israel, and we want to thank you for joining us during our during our inaugural Tickle Me Comedy Club podcast.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Good night, guys.
I'm gonna get home before the riot starts. Gotta go, guys.
I gotta go loot the baby. What did I say earlier? I said I gotta go loot
The babies are
babies
us.
are
Babies are us.
That job is
Babies
gonna
be
fall
us.
apart.
Well, there you go. How's that? Okay.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
good.
Thanks for
All right.
having.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you, brother.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks
for
a lot,
having me, my
Steve,
friend.
for coming
Cool.
by. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna get home before they start blowing shit up here. So.
Dang it!
Yep.
Cool.
I gotta stop by and pick up my dynamite.
There you go. Dynamite.